Thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk about our experience with AgilePoint. The Salvation Army is a large international organization. We are currently in 128 countries around the world. I work for the USA West Territory, which is the 13 western United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. And our internal user count of officers and employees is right around 6,000. Our main focus is our mission to serve people, and we always want to do that in the best, most efficient and effective way. We're always concerned that the most dollars possible go to direct services to people and not to administrative overhead like IT costs. So looking for ways to use technology to improve our service while reducing our cost is always in the forefront. It was over 20 years ago now that the Salvation Army decided to standardize on IBM Lotus Notes, and we've been building on and using that platform for a long time. That means whatever we decided to go to next would be a large undertaking. And a few years ago, we started looking at our options. There was Microsoft product and, of course, others out there to be considered. And just about the time we started to get serious about planning our major migration, Microsoft started coming out with Office 365. And so that is the direction we decided to go. Of course, having the cloud involved while we still have some systems on-prem can mean even more complexity and cost to getting things migrated. And so we were looking for solutions that would enhance our ability to move to whatever might be next, not knowing how long we might be on the Office 365 platform. We're hoping a very long time, but things can change, so we wanted something that would not limit our options in the future. I was trying to remember how we exactly came across AgilePoint. We were looking seriously at products like K2 and Nintex and a few other players, but we also wanted to make sure that whatever we did wouldn't be closely tied to one specific platform. For us right now, we're moving strongly to Office 365, and we want to get there as quickly as possible with as little pain as possible. But we also know that as we look to adopt other cloud-based technologies, like Salesforce and possibly others, that we'll be able to continue to reap the benefits from our investment in AgilePoint. One thing we really like about AgilePoint is this new idea of getting people who are non-traditional developers into the mix. We actually have just one full-time in-house professional developer in our IT department, and the rest of our traditional development is outsourced. And outsourcing, it can get very expensive very quickly, so the more we can do in-house for us, the better. And with AgilePoint, we've taken on this concept of citizen developers to be able to create more applications in a quicker and cost-effective fashion. So we like that our in-house developer can still work on some of the more complex applications using AgilePoint, along with some back-end management and BPM components for us. But we can also now use other people to build the forward-facing DPA side of the equation. And the fact that AgilePoint is multi-tenant is a nice bonus for us. The USA West is the first of the Salvation Army territories to move from Lotus Notes to Office 365. So there's a lot of potential there in the future to leverage what we're doing across the Salvation Army internationally. Our first citizen developer is a guy named John, who I actually hired several years ago for our help desk staff. And he was great at help desk, but I noticed that he liked to automate his own tasks to be more productive, and he also got involved with a project that we were trying to use some Android-based hardware with, and he did really well at that. So when we decided to go with AgilePoint, we decided to make John one of our developers, even though he has no formal development training or experience. The first year of having AgilePoint, we set a goal to have 10 applications built, which we were able to reach. This year, we're working on building 20 applications and making good progress toward that goal. And I truly believe that next year, along with some of the things that we've seen are coming in AgilePoint version 7, that we'll be able to double our target once again for how many applications we can create for our users. And what's interesting to think about is that this planned exponential growth in applications revolves mainly around just a single citizen developer, using a product that continues to improve and allows for this kind of approach. So I wanted to highlight just one application that we've built recently using AgilePoint. Every year, the Salvation Army has a Western Music Institute, which is a special music camp that happens every summer for some of the top musicians that we have around the Western United States in the Salvation Army. This process has been almost completely paper-based until now, with us sending out traditional PDF registration forms and then people printing them at home, filling them out, then scanning and sending back to us via email or maybe even using snail mail. And then all that data being compiled by someone in our music department and then processing it on to others who need to review it and approve it. And many times those people are located in various states, etc., etc. You get the idea. And so this application we've built now is completely paperless, which starts with an e-form and stays 100% within the DPA model. We simply send a link to the e-form web address to start the process. The workflow routes the information to the folks who need to review and approve, and no matter where they are. And then the info is auto-compiled for online use by those who actually run the camp event. And now, auto-generated email notifications keep everyone involved informed along the entire process, which is great. And one of the things we really like is that AgilePoint provides a way for us to create an application like this that is public-facing. These music students that go to this music camp are not internal officers or employees of the Salvation Army. They're teens and young adults involved in our churches. And when you're doing a public event like a camp, there's a need for collecting medical information and legal sign-offs for things like allowing your pictures to be used in public and things like that. So we were able to build a good e-signature solution right in AgilePoint without having to purchase a traditional third-party e-signature product. So we're looking forward to using this same application model for many of the Salvation Army events that we hold throughout the year. Before selecting AgilePoint, there was some concern about there being a smaller community out there using AgilePoint and what options that may mean for support and such moving forward. And as they say, you rarely get dinged for going with the more well-known products in the marketplace, even if often more expensive. So there were some perceived risk involved. After selecting AgilePoint, we found that the support from AgilePoint has been great, and it didn't take us long to get started building real applications with real powerful solutions. And we are looking to continue to empower more staff who are not traditional developers or programmers, but can begin to build AgilePoint solutions in their various areas of expertise. And the subscription model, where you have shared users, really helped us because we didn't know how quickly we could ramp up to begin building enterprise-level applications. So we needed to be able to start with a small investment and then grow from there, and AgilePoint is well modeled to do just that. And of course, we do now already have enterprise applications built and in production, but their price model is really great. And for us, it's imperative that the dollars entrusted to us be used for our mission in direct services to the people that we serve. AgilePoint has proven to be a real key partner for us in being able to do just that. So thank you again for allowing me to share today.